What is good? It is your boy Whoop back to you guys again with another video. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about something that's absolutely blown up over the last 2 or 3 years, man. The esports world. If any of you guys are tapped into the esports markets in sports betting or just in general for gaming or watching purposes, you guys know that this has been one of the most expansive and fastest growing industries in the entire space of entertainment. It has blown up and absolutely taken the world by storm. People are falling in love with it. But in today's video, we're going to discuss, is it going to be the next boom? Is it going to be as big as something like crypto and take over everything that we know in the world of sports? Or is it just a fad and it's going to fade? We'll break all that down and more in today's video, man. Let's get into it. Esports is a term that has only been used recently over the last probably 10 to 15 years. But video games have been around for quite some time. Dating all the way back to the 50s and 60s, where we had some of the first video games being developed. But now, looking at the video game landscape, it's absolutely insane how things have changed. Not only in the technological standpoint, but in the games themselves. We are now in a world where now we have virtual reality and many other things that are becoming essential keys and parts to the esports world. Not only has the landscape of how games were made and how technology has advanced changed, the perception of how video games are now viewed has completely shifted as well. It used to be a thing where only nerds and people who were super not social were involved in, and now it is a mainstream thing that if you don't play video games or haven't at some point in your life, you're actually the loser. Where in reality, it used to be completely the opposite about 20 years ago, and even up to probably 5 to 10 years ago. 10 years ago, people who were live streaming and creating an income and trying to become professional gamers in the streaming space were laughed at, told there was no possible way they could have a career, and were literally brushed off to the side by most of society. League of Legends was one of the first mainstream games to actually take a fan base that grew so largely and had so many players that it actually allowed for there to start being hosted tournaments in the esports world. Shortly after that, we got games like Call of Duty and many others that came after it that literally changed the landscape for the rest of the world for life. Guys like Ninja and many others who came up on playing video games and have made millions and millions of dollars and have become full-time content creators was something that nobody thought would ever be possible in this lifetime. So many people from the previous generation thought that video games were just a waste of time and space, and that creating content and actually being good at a game could never really get you anywhere. I know this firsthand because I was one of those people. 6 years ago, I started video game streaming and thought I would love to make this a career. I had watched guys like Ninja and Tfue start to slowly blow up on social media and on Twitch, and I watched guys in the NBA 2K space that I grew up just absolutely idolizing for being good at the game, but also being great content creators. I decided to finally take the leap into the gaming world 6 years ago, and I never looked back. By 2 to 3 years into my gaming career, I had started to drop out of college and pursue it full time. I was one of the greatest NBA 2K My Team streamers in the community. I was making enough money that I did not have to work a job at the time, and it was absolutely amazing. If you're watching this video now, you're probably wondering, who? But you don't stream My Team anymore. You're a sports bettor. You're not wrong. I absolutely loved my time in the esports world, and it was incredible. But for me, it wasn't my future, and it wasn't where I was heading in that direction. But because of the insight that I have from being involved in the space for so long, it's actually helped me become one of the most profitable esports bettors in the entire community. By having increased knowledge and understanding of all the games that I've played growing up, and all the games that I've watched and developed a sense of understanding to all the dynamics that go in them, it has allowed for me to find an edge in sports handicapping in the esports world that 99% of the public does not have. This is very similar to regular sports, where you may have been a basketball player or an NFL player, or you truly are a huge fan of the sport and you've learned and studied enough to have a deep understanding of the game, plus the background now with the analytics that you're able to look at and understand can truly make you an elite handicapper within the esports world. One of the best parts about the esports world is it is incredibly unregulated. Now, this is a good and a bad thing. There have been tons of professionals that have gotten caught cheating and or throwing matches or fixing matches in order to make money by betting on themselves or having friends bet on them. This seems to be a problem that we experience across all sports though, as you guys have seen with the Porter situation that happened in the NBA where he was betting on his own unders. This is going to be something that we deal with for a very long time, not only in the regular sporting world, but the esports world. Although I think the esporting world will get much more regulated over the coming years as the growth and money involved continues to grow. But during this period of unregulated time, we're able to find huge variances and problems that the books make that allow us to profit actually way more than on a regular sport. Normally, when you're looking at a sports line, you may see some line movement during the day between 2 to 3 points on a really good day for a play that you found that is elite. In the esports world, we tend to see 3-point bumps all the time. These line and bookkeepers don't really have any clue how to properly adjust or set these lines. So if you're able to truly do a deep dive and understand the world of how all of these games work, you could truly start to take advantage of the books for their poor placements and awful judgments on how they place their esports lines. A very simple and easy way to do this is by leveraging the books against each other. Two of the best books that you could do this on are Prize Picks and Underdog. Use code HOOV if you're new to Underdog and haven't used it before for a 100% deposit match, and you can go ahead and balance out both books at the same time. The best way to utilize attacking both books at the same time is simple. Both apps will release their lines for what they think the value of the line should be. Prize Picks and Underdog almost never have the exact same lines. Because of this, we're able to do something that is really unique and special. We can actually play both sets of lines over and under. Now, most of the time doing something like this doesn't make a lot of sense, but because of how badly these books place the lines in different variants, we're able to strongly attack the differentiation of the lines and actually make a lot of profit. Now, this is a super big secret and most books don't want you to know this, but because they're in competition with one another, they do not actually regulate having the same price line everywhere. This is an amazing opportunity for you as the bettor to make an insane amount of money. You are literally leveraging the books against themselves and they're too dumb to notice that you're taking their money. But if done properly, you're able to hedge against these lines that are awfully placed, and you'll literally make money long term just by trusting the process that taking lines that might be 3 or 4 or 5 points difference over or under on opposite books will actually pan out. And I know it sounds crazy until you actually try it and do it for yourself. You won't believe me. Now, if you don't think that any of this is actually true, go and try it for yourself and let me know how it goes. I can almost guarantee you're going to see the line discrepancy difference immediately. Now, if you combine that with beginning to learn to understand these games, you're going to actually get a lot better edge than 99% of sports bettors in any professional sport. This league, it is amazing and it is something that can be cultivated and used for you to make an insane amount of money. But you need to understand, it won't be here forever. You need to take advantage of things when they're available at that moment. The esports world is ever changing and we truly don't know what direction it might go. Will it boom and surpass regular sports? Possibly, with the way that our generation is hooked on technology. But could it also falter due to the hard ways to regulate it and to know if people are truly trying or not and spending a lot of money to try to do that? It is possible. Either way, what we're here to do is make money on the markets as we can. And right now, you can attack that market and make an insane amount of cash. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Make sure you guys click that bell, turn those noties on, man, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you on the next video.